everybody, it's Kathy from Milk Studio, and let's start with part 3 of the Southern Diamonds Shawl tutorial. So we finished up on row 7, so let's turn our work and we'll start with row 8. Let's chain 3 and let's do a double crochet in the first stitch. Then we will skip the next stitch and then we will shell in the next stitch. So when it says shell in the parentheses, you'll see it says special stitches. So a shell for this particular pattern is a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, this is all in the same stitch, chain 1 again, and double crochet again. So that's what it should look like. You will have a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, all in the same stitch. So then the pattern will tell you that you need to skip the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. We'll shell in the next stitch. So let's do that. And our shell is our double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet again, all in the same stitch. So then the pattern will tell you to skip the next 4 stitches and shell in the next stitch in parentheses, and it wants you to do that 5 times. So let's skip the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we will shell. And it wants you to do that 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and shell, and this is our second time. So finish up your shells and I'll meet you back at the end before we do our center stitches. So we're at the end, and here's my last 5th shell. So then the pattern will tell you that you need to skip the next 2 stitches. So let's skip these 2. And then it wants you to double crochet in the next stitch. So let's do that, which is the last stitch before the center. And then you will do your 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in the center, 1, 2, chain 2, 2 double crochet in the center. Double crochet in the next stitch, skip the next 2 stitches, and do a shell in the next stitch. So let's do the shell. Remember, it's a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet again, all in the same stitch. So then the pattern will tell you to skip the next 4 stitches and shell in the next stitch 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll shell in the next stitch. This makes our first time, so you have to do that 5 times. So you have 4 more times to do that. So complete your shells on your row and I'll meet you back at the end. Okay, so let's finish up our 5th shell together. 1, 2, 3, 4, shell in the next stitch. Skip the next stitch and then do 2 double crochet in the top of the chain 3. It's not wanting to go in there for me. There we go. One, and 2. So you are now at the end of row 8. You should have 14 shells and 10 double crochets. So count your stitches and make sure that you have those 14 shells and 10 double crochets, and I'll meet you for row 9. Okay, so let's chain 3, starting on row 9, and 3 double crochet in the first stitch. 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to double crochet in the next stitch. Skip the next stitch and chain 1 space and do 5 double crochet in the next stitch. So let's have a lesson right here. Basically, when I'm telling you to skip this double crochet in this chain 1 space and to do 5 double crochet in this space, it is going to place those 5 double crochet in the center of this shell. And you'll see, because the pattern will tell you to skip the next chain 1 space, 2 stitches, which makes these 2 double crochets, and the next chain 1 space, and then to do 5 double crochet in the next stitch 6 times. So basically what you'll be doing is you'll be placing 5 double crochet in the center of these shells. Okay, so I'll do one with you, and then you can finish on. Skip the stitch in the chain 1 space, 5 double crochet in the next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will tell you to skip the next chain 1 space and next 2 stitches and the next chain 1 space, and to do 5 double crochet in the next stitch. So that's your 5 double crochet in this next center, and you need to do that 6 times, which makes sense because you have 6 shells left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Finish those 5 double crochet in the center of those shells, and I'll meet you back at the end before we turn to the center. Okay, so we've done the last 5 double crochet in the center of the shell, and we've done that 6 times. So the pattern will tell you to skip the next chain 1 space and double crochet, and then it will tell you to double crochet in the next 3 stitches, the last 3 stitches. Let's do that. 1, 2, and this is our last one. By now you should know 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. And I hope you're starting to realize that what you do on one side, you are doing the exact same thing in every stitch on the other side. So since your last 3 stitches were double crochet, that means that you will double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Is that making sense to you? 1. It's our second one, and this is our last one. So then the pattern will tell you to skip the next stitch and chain 1 space. Okay, and then 5 double crochet in the next stitch, which again, you can see this is your shell, so we'll be placing the 5 double crochet in the center. And some people may say, well, why didn't you just say center? Well, some people don't know what the center is, so it was just easier for me to write it out. It's just a preference. And what I think I know my audience better, and it's what they get used to from me. So then the pattern will tell you to skip the next chain 1 space, 2 stitches, and chain 1 space, and 5 double crochet in the next stitch 6 times. So once again, you have 6 shells. So do your 5 double crochet in the center of those shells, and I'll meet you back at the end. So we're at the end. We've done our last 5 double crochets in the center of this shell. We'll skip the chain 1 space in the double crochet. We will do a double crochet in the next stitch. And then we will do 4 double crochet in the top of the chain 3. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you should have 90 double crochet stitches all the way around. So check your work and make sure that you do before you start row 10. So we finished row 9. Let's start with row 10. We'll chain 3. We'll do 2 double crochet in the first stitch. We'll skip the next stitch and we'll do a shell in this next stitch. Remember, the shell is made up of a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. So then the pattern will tell you to skip the next 2 stitches, or next 4 stitches, I'm sorry, rather. 1, 2, 3, 4, and do a shell in this next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, do a shell. So basically you can see that you'll be doing your shell in the center of these 5 double crochet all the way down. So finish up your shells, and I'll meet you back at the end before we do our center stitches. Okay, so we have 1 more shell to do. So we need to skip these 2 stitches and these 2 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and do a shell in the next stitch. So that will make our 8th time. So then we will skip the next 2 stitches, and we will do 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in our center. So we will skip the next 2 stitches, and we'll do a shell in the next stitch. Then we will skip the next 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and do a shell in the next stitch. But you'll see once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, you'll be doing a shell in the center of these 5 double crochet. So you'll do that all the way across, and I'll meet you back at the end. So let's do this last shell together. Skip the next 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do a shell in the next stitch. Skip the next stitch, and we'll do 3 double crochet in the top of the chain 3. So you should have 18 shells and 10 double crochet. So count your work to make sure that you do before you start row 11. So we finished row 10. Let's turn our work and let's start with row 11. We'll chain 3 and we'll do 3 double crochet in the first stitch. And then again, you'll see that the instructions will tell you to double crochet in each stitch and each chain 1 space across. That's not anything different that you did on row 7. So wherever there's a double crochet, you'll basically be crocheting in each double crochet, just like I'm doing here. And then in each chain 1 space of the shell. And when you get to the center, you'll do once again what you've been doing. You'll do your 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and then you'll start back on the other half of the row and finish up with double crocheting in each stitch and chain 1 space across. And I'll meet you back at the very end. Okay, so we've made it all the way around except for our final stitch, and we'll do 4 double crochet in the top of the chain 3. I keep wanting to snag that yarn. It's 2. Three. And 4. So this makes the tutorial for 11 rows complete. So you should have 110 double crochet by the end. So make sure you have 55 on one side and 55 on this other side. And this will complete part 3 of the Southern Diamonds tutorial.